to News at 9. Tonight we have a magnificent story of a victory on the war front. The Battle of Bellau is one of the most pivotal wins for the U.S. Marines in the Great War. Let's go to John, who is on location at the battlefield.
Thanks, Phil. Now you see behind me a clean field, but just a few hours ago it was covered in blood from men on both sides of the fight. There was one key advantage though that the U.S. Marines had over the Germans. They were carrying the Springfield 1903. This rifle allowed for the Marines to pick off Germans at distances previously unheard of on the battlefield. Now the Springfield 1903 is a bolt-action gun, which means that you must pull back a handle to discharge the last case and pull it forward again to load in the new bullet. Now the fight lasted for 26 days, the Marines obviously coming out on top, but they took serious casualties. The Americans took 9,777 injured and suffered 1,811 dead. Now we don't know exactly how many Germans were killed or injured, but the number is thought to be high because the Americans took 1,600 Germans captured. For TMS News, this is John. Back to you, Phil.
Thanks, John. Now I heard John mention the Springfield 1903. The Springfield was modeled very closely to the German Mauser, but the key differences were the Springfield could shoot further, it had more accuracy, and it could reach farther than the Mauser. This swayed the tide for the U.S. Marines. Now for the folks at home who don't know where Bellau is, it's located in France, fairly close to Paris. Now, for a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to News at 9. With me, I have Gunnery Sergeant Dan Daly. Thanks for coming in, Dan. My pleasure, Phil. When you were out there, what was it like? Well, the day of June 6th, 1918 is a day I remember most vividly. We sent one attack up the west side of Bellau real early in the morning. That's when we got a hold of that one hill, Hill 142 if I am not mistaken. Then a while later we attacked the front. Now this was the part I was in. We eventually got down to the wheat field, and we were pinned down something awful. Machine gun fire was crazy. We were essentially sitting ducks. None of them guys wanted to get going, so I told them, "Come on, you sons of bitches, do you want to live forever?" That got them moving, but we only took a small corner of the woods at that time. Then we got the 2nd Engineer Regiment for reinforcements. We had 1,087 men that day either injured or killed. Wow, that's a lot of casualties. Yes, sir, it is. It's the most casualties in a single day in U.S. Marine history. I would like to congratulate you on your 2 Medals of Honor. Why, thank you, Phil. Quite an astonishing feat. Thank you, Dan, for coming in and sharing your experiences with us. Pleasure, Phil. Well, I would tell you to view exclusive footage of this interview online, but internet hasn't been invented yet. Well, for myself and my colleague John in the field, this is Phil for TIMS News. Well, I would tell you to view exclusive footage of this interview on our website, but internet hasn't been invented yet. Well,